Hello everyone and welcome to the Weather Centre on this Good Friday. We're expecting another dry day for Gauteng today, while in the Eastern Cape very wet weather is going to settle in, and along with that a likelihood for some heavy rainfall later on. Along the south coast we're expecting it to be mainly cloudy today, but very wet weather also settles into that region as we head into Saturday. Now taking a look at the satellite loop, and we see that it was quite a cloudy start to the day over the southern coastline and the adjacent interior, where there were a few drops of light rain, especially over the mountainous areas slightly further inland. And it's very cloudy across the central parts, still experiencing showers and thunder showers in some areas, although most of them are quite light. Partly cloudy up in the far northeastern parts, where dry weather is continuing for the meantime. Now for the rest of today, things will remain partly cloudy for Gauteng, Limpopo and Mpumalanga, but here our futurecast is indicating the very wet weather that's going to settle in over the southern interior and particularly into the Eastern Cape, and that wet weather spreads towards the coastline as well by this evening. For tomorrow, and we're expecting wet conditions to settle into the central parts as well as into KwaZulu-Natal. We're likely to see cloudy, cool and very wet conditions along the south coast, particularly into the evening. We could see some good falls of rain in that area as well. Very isolated thunder showers may return to some parts of Limpopo on Saturday afternoon. Now back to today, and there are widespread showers and thunder showers expected for some parts of the Northern Cape, extending across into the Eastern Cape and reaching the Wild Coast. Surrounding this is a fairly large area for scattered thunder shower activity, but isolated for Upington, Mahikeng as well as Bloemfontein. A few drops of rain are still possible along the south coast, including around Port Elizabeth and the Garden Route. Let's move ahead now to the alerts, and the South African Weather Service has issued a warning for the possibility of that heavy rainfall today over the eastern parts of the Eastern Cape. Do take care, especially if you'll be driving on the wet roads through that area. Taking a look now at our high-resolution model, which clearly indicates where the heavier rainfall will be possible for the rest of today, extending from that far southern part of the Northern Cape across the Eastern Cape, and we could even see some significant rainfall taking place over the southern interior of KwaZulu-Natal, particularly in the late afternoon and this evening. Fresh winds are still expected for the peninsula, while lighter winds are likely across the rest of the coastline, and especially light winds in the forecast up in the far northern parts of South Africa, 10 kilometers per hour for Mahikeng and Johannesburg. Now for the maximum temperatures, then it's going to be a cool day across southern South Africa, 22 degrees for Port Elizabeth and a high of only 20 in George. Not too much warmer over the central interior, Bloemfontein getting to 23, while it's going to be a pleasant day up in the north, 28 for Pretoria, Polokwane as well as Mbombela. A look ahead to your Saturday morning, and it's going to be a cool start to the day for many parts of the country, particularly over the high-lying areas. Sutherland dropping down to 4 degrees overnight. 14 will be the starting temperature for Springbok, Bloemfontein as well as into Johannesburg, and another very warm evening expected along the east coast, 21 for Durban and Richards Bay. Saturday afternoon now, and it's going to be a cool day for Cape Town, 21, partly cloudy, also quite windy, and there we see that small chance for thunder showers into Polokwane. And on Sunday, we're expecting a likelihood for thunderstorm activity to return to Gauteng, while it's going to be a sunny day for Springbok and Upington.